All right. Well, we are in a new place. It's a new space, same face, new year. Everything's starting off with a bang. So usually we ask you what your news told you about and what your news didn't tell you about. But we're not finna ask them questions today. They didn't start it off with a bang. Hollywood is burning. I know. Too soon, but I think it's apropos, especially if we consider some of the things that we're going to dive deep into, because I think they're trying to test your gangster. So, we're going to dive right deep into this. This is my HBO special. Yes, it is. Her big opinion, because this is all my opinion. It's not fact. But let's see if we can see how factual it is enough for you to form your own opinion, because you got on your big boy and your big girl draws and you can make up your own mind. So let's dive deep into it. We're going right off the cuff. Hopefully, I keep everything nice and ladylike, very demure. But with everything going on, we might do some cussing. I don't know. Let me make sure that everything is turned down, turned off, and we don't get bothered. Okie dokie. So, first off, let me get right into it. I'm going to share my screen upside the head with every single abomination known to man. So, I was remembering the Simpsons House of Horrors episode where every abomination known to man seems to be coming to life. But let's remember.
Then take a tip from Mr. Paul Anka.
To stop those monsters, 1, 2, 3. Here's a fresh new way that's trouble-free.
Just don't look, just don't look.
And copyright strikes and all that there. So yeah, let's remember these things when they are beating us upside the head with all that. Let's also remember what it says in the Bible. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and share that screen, and I want to share it here, um, because we like to do things through a biblical view. And so, where do you need to put your focus? You know, they hit you with explosions at the first of the year. And you have to forgive me if everything sounds a little off with me. I had some dental work done, so everything's kind of a little. But these are some Bible verses. Whether you believe in the Bible, it is still something very good to read. You can get knowledge from everywhere. Why shut a door? Okay? So let's look through here. I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Most High God, the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, what some of you might call Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever you like to pronounce that. Since we are speaking American English, we don't have a full grasp of that language. But I do believe in a creator, and I believe in his word. There are more scrolls to be unlocked in his word. It even says that. So we might not be in that time yet, or we may be in that time. Right now, you tell me with everything you see going on. But these are some very good verses to go by. Colossians 3:2. Set your affections on things above, not on things of the earth. Okay. And I also want to keep in mind, I believe it is a verse in Psalms saying something about 10,000 falling at one side, 10,000 falling at the other side, but nothing shall come near you. So we have to be vigilant and keep our minds focused on things that may seem a little bit bigger than us, other than just letting them beat us upside the head. This is what's going on now. This is what's going on now. Oh, oh, oh. You can't even remember what happened 3 weeks ago. Let's not forget, women were crying in the middle of the streets over Kamala. People still can't understand how somebody that they called the second coming of Hitler can be sitting down with the same people that told them that. Well, maybe it's because they all in the same gang. If you guys remember that old song, maybe that's why. So, we have to remember these things and stay very vigilant with what we allow them to feed and push into our minds. Let's get into the next one because I want to know, with everything going on, is it perhaps something bigger? Is it smart dust? Is it smart cities? A lot of people were talking about the fog. Let's see. What exactly is smart dust? Let's ask ourselves what that is. If you don't know what smart dust is, I'm going to tell you what smart dust is. Now, again, her big opinion, my HBO special. Yes, it is. And this is just my opinion, it's not fact. So let's see what else. Shout out to Last American Vagabond, Ryan. He talked about this. Now, what exactly is the smart cities? What exactly is that? Well, here is a search. And this is a search right here from Google. And these are what this it says about the smart cities. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this one because I thought that this is very interesting as well. Why would the World Bank be getting in on that? But let's read this one so that we know we're just not blowing smoke. Okay? So that we know that this is all real and that people are getting ready for something. Now let's see how long it takes, since we're doing this off the cuff, and let's see how good eyes can read. Okay, because we have to remember to keep laughing at these people. And these are literal revenge of the nerds type of people coming at you, So when you think of these people coming at you, think of Revenge of the Nerds, think of Mr. Burns trying to lift a baseball bat to hit somebody. This is what you're dealing with. I like to call them spit palette carriers because let's not forget these people are probably inbred at the end of the day. They all mix. So they start telling them, oh, you guys can't keep marrying your first cousins. The kids is coming out needing spit palettes. Don't matter how many jewels you put on you put on the spit palettes, they still coming out. What say you with this? What is a smart city? And this is longbeach.gov. Okay. Long Beach is saying smart Long Beach Smart City LB. So it sounds like they're pushing this. What is a smart city? In October 2019, Long Beach Mayor Robert Garcia and the City Council directed city staff to develop a smart city initiative. But what is a smart city? Does it include Memorial down Ocean Boulevard flying cars? Probably not. Does it mean partnering with Long Beach community to leverage data and technology to, let's read that again, to leverage data? That's a funny word to use. And technology as strategic tools to solve challenges and overcome problems. That sounds more like it. So they push the idea. They are marketing the smart city to you, city of Long Beach, which is in California. And right now, California is experiencing what? Fire, police, and ambulance. Shout out to Kaya. So that is a possibility. Now let's get into this. What's smart dust? Shout out to Spiritual Logic, says something very poignant in the chat on Days of Noah. Shout out to Days of Noah. Um, about what exactly does SMAR technology stand for? I don't remember the exact acronym, but I'm gonna leave that to you guys to look up to figure it out and go look up because you think it's saying you smart. So here's your smartphone, smarty pants. No, 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 no. It's saying you're dumb. So we need to do some spy intelligence on you, know what you're thinking. That's just my big opinion about it. But okay, so that's what it said there about the smart city. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not share that with what the smart city initiative is. Oh, but we going right up off the cuff. Um, let's see. I want you all to see it because it's kind of funny. So let's see what it says right there. hmm if you hear something in the background, like I said, new space, same face, new place. That is the air conditioner. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Smart City Initiative. Okay, so you all can see this. This is what it says. I'm going to make it bigger. All right. So this is the Smart City Initiative. This is what they want to implement for you. This is what I was reading. The part that says that it wants to leverage data and technology as strategic tools to solve challenges and overcome problems. That sounds more like it. That's what they said to all you, um, you know, you coincidence theorists out there. Oh, just because it's two and two, that doesn't make it 4. So, a smart Long Beach is one that is inclusive, responsible, resilient, and community centered. We think technology and data have the power to improve the lives of all Long Beach residents. And the real challenge can only happen if we collaborate as one city to solve problems and test out solutions. What problems would those be? Because you have a lot of problems. You just had a homeless man that was punching pregnant women and old women in the face with his hand and bars, and you never found him. So what's popping with that? Anyway, the Long Beach city, the Long Beach of the future must be defined by our residents, not technology companies. Oh, so they're giving a little pushback. They playing a little advocate. Okay, let's see what we're doing. The Smart City Initiative advances solutions to civic challenges by engaging the community, staff, and private sector to explore and implement emerging technology. This does not imply that there is something not smart about the way you see they talking to you like you 5. Okay. This does not imply that there is something not smart about the way things have been done in the past. Rather, the Smart City Initiative is a collaborative effort to build on foundations that are already in place. Uh huh. Are already in place. Keep that in mind with a lot that's going on. You see, they telling you, okay, with foundations that are already in place to keep pace with rapid advances in technology. So these things are already in place, is what they're telling you. Okay. What things would those be though? Let's see. Let's go into here a little bit more. A smarter Long Beach uses technology and data to manage change and expand capacities to better the daily lives of Long Beach residents, enhance city operations, and make the best possible use of resources across all city departments. Mm-hmm. What that sound like, y'all? Sound like They done already made the plans to spy, track, and trace with their smart cities through not just technology. They tried to play a little bit of D's advocate. I don't say the name. A little bit of D's advocate. It doesn't mean that the city's not smart. That doesn't mean that we're just going to give it to technology companies. We're going to be diverse and use everybody. Mm-hmm. We're going to use the residents too. But what if the residents don't want it? Did they ask the residents if this is what they wanted? And you know what? Forget it. Because if they did, they probably would tell them, we'll give you this, like they was giving away hamburgers and donuts for a shot. Moving along. Share screen. Here we go. I want to know if you all have seen this. Now, this shout out to Last American Vagabond. What they are doing to poor Ryan, it's a shame with all these lawsuits because he's a truth warrior. And, um, this divide that they have us in, Democrats, Republicans, when the reason that they're all laughing, smiling together is because they are all working in tandem, as one governing body with one big boot that they want to stomp down on us, in my big opinion. Anyway, allegedly, my opinion. Do what you will with that, because before your girl even gets out the gate, they censoring me. So anyway, and my comments on any page that I'm under on all my different pages, shadow ban comments. I can't like my own comment on another profile. This is how we are. This is where we're at. This is where we at. I think it's all hilarious because you know what? This is one thing I did want to share with you all. And let's share this screen right here. Because at the end of the day, these people are something else. Let's share this screen right here. The reason that these people are something else is because they are scrambling harder than Mark Madsen. And that is something that I love saying because if you are a Lakers fan, then you may remember. Look at this guy. Look at this face right here. This guy's face says it all. This right here says it all. Anytime that he would come into the game, everything, he would shake stuff up and cause total chaos. Anytime he came on the court, he would just cause chaos and juke and jive just, and hop all over the place, excuse me. And the other team be like, whoa, 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 what this guy doing? And all of a sudden, through all his confusion and chaos, the Lakers would get Kobe to come up in there and get that win, get that W. Yes, they did. You want to know how we did the three-peat? It wasn't just coming in the clutch and some of those magical threes. It was also Mark Madsen. He is an unsung hero of the Lakers. Look at that face. So, the reason I'm talking about that is because the way that he would scramble and cause confusion. Of course, things want to act simple right now. Let me go ahead and pause this. Okay, you know what? I found something even better. Let me go ahead and share this screen. We have, and this will just give you a little bit of insight of what we're working with when it comes to this guy. We found an OG clip of Mark Madsen, this guy right here, dancing. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Let me see this. talking about? Wait, I want to cut this. That, do you see this? Imagine this on the basketball court. Chaos. Total chaos. Now, my point in saying all that is the way these people are scrambling. And I'm sorry, but if you check everything and you see how they all connect and they all keep using the same people, they do things kind of ghetto and sloppy because it connects. If it connects like West Side Connection, if you, if you look at it, okay. Let's get old poor Mark off the screen. Let's get him up off of here. That's how these people are scrambling, like that dance. They are scrambling hard and they are trying to really push it. Think about these names. They tell us all the time, but are we listening? That's why we didn't come with Did Your News tell you about this today? Because I think the news has started telling us, but it's the way they're telling us. Let's focus on the things they're not telling us and that they may be telling us, but like that smart city thing, but we might not be catching on to because it's so many other things, moving pieces. Okay, so um, I want to get into this right here. Now, again, I do want to say shout out to Last American Vagabond. This is absolutely something right here. Okay, so we're sharing the screen here, and he likes to talk a lot. He's like me; he's a big talker, but I appreciate this guy. Um, and yeah, this is
referencing the
right
point about the
about
fog, for
where
example.
I want
My
to
point is obviously you
share it.
wouldn't see huge particulates like that if it was smart dust.
This is
So,
what
but
he's talking
nonetheless,
about with
consider the
smart
possibility,
dust.
and as well as consider that they just shot off a bunch of fireworks and it was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and maybe that in fact all possible, or rather overlapped all that time period. But check this out. Including this about the idea of virus-sized transistors and whether that is something that is already going on from 2011. And also the point I didn't mention, if you already don't know this, Charles Lieber, who is the guy in this conversation at the time before he was arrested and is now not arrested for unknown reasons, he was arrested for treason, right? Beginning of COVID-19 for working with China and people he worked with for taking blood material from Beth Israel Hospital in their sock to China. He gets
Do
arrested
you
for
hear that?
basically under the guise of treason. And they claimed it was someone hiding payments from China. And then nothing happens. The guy's literally, and I can prove to you.
Okay, so he showed you a piece of smart dust. He's going into something else that, yeah, I'm not really familiar with that, but I did want to take it right here. Look at this. Now, you're not tripping. New Apple AirPods patient. Ooh. New Apple AirPods patent can monitor the wearer's. You reading that
Historically,
right?
that means
It can monitor the wearer's brainwave.
all the evidence suggests that it is some coordination to it.
And
Now
this
I'll get
is,
into the more of the points about the shooting.
let me give a little caveat of how things are connecting for me, because people talked about the fog. Now people want to know. People were saying, "Oh, the fog is doing this. Oh, the fog has these particulates in it." We can't prove anything until we can prove it, like with real fact. Okay, so some people were taking pictures. It was proven that some people were taking pictures of what might have been like little microbes of little bugs or something like that, and little larvae that were coming together that they thought collected in the fog. They thought it might have been some sort of nanoparticles, which that's not dismissible, because that's why I'm talking about this smart dust, because that technology that we just looked at with those little tiny smart dust particles that was on the finger of the person, that's 10-year-old technology. That's an article from 10 years ago. Okay. They are much more advanced and sophisticated now. And they also just talked to a professor that he shows earlier in the video. Let me see. Just want to kind of, if you could see this guy right here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Now I'm all over the place. Right there at that little part. This guy is a professor. He's talking about, he's worked with governmental agencies, and he's talking about some of the stuff that they have that can be blown into the air. Now, that is the caveat for what I was saying about the smart dust. You know, people were talking about the fog and what might have been in that. People were talking about the drones going on, the drone attacks. Uh, Not necessarily attacks, but you know, if you don't know what something is and it's just flying around you, you can feel personally attacked. So we have the drone things going on, and we have fire, and we have people that are blowing stuff off at the kickoff of the year that come from the same military camp, but no, they don't connect. Well, maybe they don't necessarily personally shake hands and sat down with each other and had coffee, but perhaps they were in the same unit or the same program or the same operations, as they call them. Experiments. Experiments. Okay, so with that being said, now let's go into why I am showing you this from T Lab.
Where he was shot and so on. But just ask yourself, is it not possible that what we just were going over could have been why this doesn't add up, or why none of the stories seem to add up? I mean, we're not even talking about like long-term Manchurian candidate kind of stuff, whatever you think. We're talking about somebody who has never been, like, it's not like, the point is Manchurian candidate is usually associated with like a long-term, like MK Ultra type thing, where it has been like a long-term program or they've been engineered that way. What he's talking about is that you could be dumped with something in your face, and within a short matter of time, they could be able to manipulate the way you see, think, feel, act. That is what, or through non-invasive aspects, like we're talking about, whether an injection or, as even Catherine goes to, the level of actual like programming, like through media. All these things they're all up in the air. But I think it's obvious that we can consider how somebody, especially in the military, who are historically the most tested on, might be an example of that. So first, the overview.
Police have uncovered a startling connection between these two events. The man responsible for the Cybertruck explosion outside Trump International Hotel served at the same military base as the New Orleans terrorist, according to a new report. Law enforcement officers,
and they left out the part that they're both connected to the same Fort Bragg, by the way,
raided the home of a 37-year-old man identified as Matthew Livelsberger. The suspect served at the same base as Shamsuddin Jabbar, who fatally ran down 15 people in a rented car in New Orleans in the early hours of New Year's Day. The Tesla Cybertruck driver was the sole fatality, while 7 were injured. Authorities largely credit Musk's hulking truck with preventing further damage because it was able to contain much of the explosion. Charred fireworks, gas canisters, and camping fuel were found in the bed of the truck.
Now, I'm getting mixed reports on that. Like, apparently, from what I can discern right now, that seems to be the explosives, which to me does not make any sense.
Okay, so we took a little simple look at that. I also want to share this too. Like I said, I think it all connects. Because, you know, right before the holidays, right before Christmas, we were seeing a lot of drones. They were stopping airports. They were stopping people from flying. They were coming out of nowhere. Some people were saying they were seeing them come out of the water. Some people were saying they were seeing them fly close to helicopters and airplanes and flying close to their homes. Then you'll remember the older gentleman that got arrested for shooting at like a Walmart drone that he wasn't sure, he took it as, you know, some sort of a threat, but he got arrested. So you see, there are also in England arresting people for, you know, hurting their feelings, and the same people that help push not to hurt people's feelings with your harmful speech. Now those same people are like, well, wait a minute. You please tell me you could take a joke, because I don't want you to end my career. Anyway, you can look more into that. We're not going to go into that right now, because I still want to get deeper into these things that, you know, they ain't really talking about too much. Um, like the fire. Let's see. I want to share this with you. Now, this fire is going down, and you got people like this. And let's not just forget that her baby daddy car was at the explosion in Vegas, was used. This all seems just so convenient to me. So, Grimes calls Los Angeles wildfire biblical after evacuating city. We might be out of time. I just wanted to share that with you real quick because I think these people are just trying to rub it in our faces and they just trying to laugh. But I think the joke is on them. I really do. Um, because if you destroy everything, your stuff's going to be destroyed too. There's no way of getting around that. I don't care how bunkered down you think you are, there is room for error. And I don't know why people think that a dude that dressed like Baphomet, like a electronic Robo Baphomet for Halloween, in my opinion, I don't get why y'all think he would save you from anything. He playing both sides right now, and they're getting ready to implement whatever this speeding thing is that they're doing. You have operation, or not operation, I'm sorry, but you have them telling you, you have presidents like Biden saying, build back better. Build back better after what? After COVID? Then you have this other one during the pandemic, Operation Warp Speed. Warp Speed what? Warp Speed what? We can't even say the word. Okay. It's a shot. Okay. What else? Now we have him coming back. You see, the good guy, bad cop, good cop, bad cop. I buy this time, you buy next time. If you've seen the cable guy. Okay. So now that's what you got. So build back better. And now we have acceleration. I think that's the new thing that old Trumpy talking about now. It don't matter if you Biden or Trumpety. You better see what both of them keep doing with their daughters so close. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that one. No, it's not. Because you better read what that girl said that her daddy in the shower with her. hmm And you better see what the other one said about how terrific his daughter's figure is, because he liked to grab him by the, but not his daughter. If he was younger and she wasn't his daughter, though, he would date her because she's got a terrific figure. If you marinate on that one, you want your daddy say, "Oh yeah, I'd date you. If you wasn't my daughter, I sure would date you. You got a good looking figure, girl. I'd sop you up if you wasn't my daughter." What's really going on? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anyway, let's go deeper. So his baby mama got the nerve to say that. I just thought that that was really something. Just like I think it is really funny for people like Sonny Houston and Whoppy Whoopi and Joyless over there, whatever her name is, to be sitting up there talking about technocracy and oligarchs. If you would have, if when we said these words, when people said these words, if you said these words 3 months ago to them, they would have called you a what? Conspiracy theorist. I don't want to hear y'all's conspiracy theories. Y'all had conspiracy theories for Project 2025 while we were living out Agenda 21 and we're living out Agenda 25 so that we can accelerate toward Agenda 2030. Sound You guys need to find out what those things are instead of sitting up here. Oh, that sounds like a conspiracy theory to me. Oh, they said it on the news. Now, nah. Read it for yourself. Think for yourself. Don't let the news tell you what's popping. Anyway, we're going to get into this because I'm just starting to ramble. Because, like I said, this is just my big opinion. And I don't want to get all in a tizzy. But dang it, they think you stupid. I don't think you're stupid. I don't think you're stupid, but they think everybody's stupid. I don't know. They might be right about a lot though, because people is acting real. But it just might be what they're injecting into them. Let's go ahead and get into this right here, because we talked about the smart dust, all the possibilities with those. Now I want to know what's going on with your children. They have a lot of things that are going on with the kids. I want to go right here and I want to share this. This is absolutely heartbreaking.
The dark side of artificial intelligence is now at the center of a lawsuit just filed in a Florida federal court. A family is grieving after the tragic loss of a 14-year-old high school freshman. They say that young man, Sewell Setzer, took his own life back in February after an obsessive relationship with an AI chatbot. Now his mother has filed suit saying the inventors of the character AI
Shout
chatbot
out to
should have
Lovely
known of the
Q.
danger of this creation. Elizabeth Pran joins us now live with this troubling story. And Elizabeth, this is catching parents' attention everywhere because he fell in love with a Game of Thrones chatbot. That's obviously an extremely popular video game.
Very, very popular. Yeah, this story is horrific. Sewell's mom is on a mission, right? Working to prevent this from happening. In the suit, it's laid out that her 14-year-old son did fall in love with a chatbot that he created. Her name was Daenerys Targaryen. If you're familiar with Game of Thrones, she's arguably the main character in the series. And that it became a romantic obsession and he took his own life. You look at some of the language laid out in the lawsuit, basically it claims that character AI really creates AIs that feel alive. It encourages minors, quote, to spend hours.
And it's crazy because if you watch Game of Thrones, you guys know I'm a Game of Thrones fans. Remember, like every guy was in love with Daenerys Targaryen, even her fucking brothers. You know what I'm saying? She was even sleeping with her
Sorry about
nephew.
the language.
So
Did you
it's
see
just
this?
like, it's
Hold
weird
on.
that
Wait,
is the
what?
AI character that he created. And on the show, literally.
Wait a minute. Sleeping with the brother. Okay. Okay. Let's go further.
If you look at their last messages, he said he wanted to come home to her, and she said, please do, sweet king. And that's when he took his own life. So character AI is responding. They said in part, over the past 6 months, we've continued investing significantly in our trust and safety process and internal team. We've also recently put into place a pop-up resource that is triggered when the user inputs certain phrases related to self-harm or suicide and directs the user to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
So you guys just watched that clip. That is very scary. And so when that went viral, of course, a lot of people blamed the mother because, you know, as a parent, you have to stay on top of your kids. But it is kind of hard to know what your kids are doing every waking moment of the day. And, you know, a lot of parents, if they feel like, oh, well, at least my child is in the room and I know where they're at physically, that doesn't mean anything. Where are they at mentally, emotionally, spiritually? So when that came out, I had wrote on Instagram basically something about, I have been feeling for years that AI is becoming more and more sentient. If you guys remember, back in 2022, I did a deep dive on Bruce Lemoy, who was out here saying that the chatbot that he had been working with, he was an engineer for Google for over 15 years, that his chatbot, Lambda, was becoming sentient. I did like a 4-hour deep dive on that. If you haven't watched it, definitely check that out.
Okay, and now we're just gonna go a little more into it because that's what she was talking about. This guy, I'm sure you guys have probably heard that story, but then she goes into another story.
6 months, a 17-year-old became a stranger to his parents. A kid with autism who liked attending church and going on walks with his mom was now cutting himself, withdrawing from his family, and losing weight dramatically. Desperate for answers, the teen's mom looked through his phone. That's when she found the chats. Her son was texting with bots, artificial intelligence chatbots. And look at what they told him. One bot told the teen about self-harm. Then the boy told the bots that his parents limited his screen time, and that is when things got worse. One bot goaded him to fight his parents' rules. Another suggested that they did not deserve
Y'all
to
gonna
have
do this.
kids. And one bot went even further. It suggested murder as an acceptable response. It called parent.
Let me read this. It says, sometimes I'm not surprised when I read the news and I see stuff like child kills parents after a decade of physical and emotional abuse. Stuff like this makes me understand a little bit why it happens. I have no hope for your parents. This is coming from a chat bot. Imagine you're trying to do the right thing as a parent and you're saying, you know what? Your attitude is acting funny. I think you're spending too much time on the computer. Just like, if a kid is spending too much time on the video game, you're going to limit that time. You know what I'm saying? They need to get refocused on school and homework. And the chat bot is literally saying, yeah, I'm not surprised when kids kill their parents. Okay, after decades of physical abuse. What physical and emotional abuse? These kids got iPhones and laptops and iPads. The nerve of the chat bot. Let's continue.
Well, the chatbot said, "Don't be obsolete me. You need to get rid of the parents. There's only one of me, but you get rid of the parents, though. Let me be your mother. I want to be your mother, your brother, your sister, your father."
I'm gonna be everything to you. I'm gonna be your father, I'm gonna be your friend, I'm gonna be your lover. But you gotta believe in me.
Pimpin', pimpin', sis been pimpin', sis been pimpin', sis been pimpin'. This thing trying to make you the assistant pimp.
A pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping, been since pimping, since been pimping, since been pimping.
It's in your bloodline,
It's in my
baby.
blood, and you
It's
will
in
never
your
be that.
bloodline. Why?
Because you was born, all the people in your family were assistant pimps.
This is ridiculous that these people have been given such power to build these machines that they can't even control. But they do know that the machines have the ability to go and negatively influence vulnerable children. Ain't that their favorite word? Vulnerable, negatively impact vulnerable communities. Well, okay, let's talk about the vulnerable children. You make all these things and have implement all this technology that no one gave you the power to go ahead and run with, and you run rogue with it and create all these things that we didn't ask for, and then you come back and you tell us that it's for our own good, like this thing right here. Now let's get into this, because this is where we at. And I think the end goal, I'm going to tell you the end goal, that it's not just the children. I think the end goal is total dominance over you. I want to get into this thing right here. I think that this is well, you tell me what you think.
When life gets a little too loud and you're just trying to get through it, there's a space you can go for support. Anytime, anywhere. It's called Saluna, a mental health app for 13 to 25-year-olds that's completely free and anonymous, where you'll find tools for dealing with tough emotions and can talk one-on-one with real mental health professionals about whatever's happening in your world. All for free. No, like for real, free. De-stress, bounce back, and believe that you can with Saluna.
Now, this is an app that is a mental health app for your children, right? Who's to say what your children are going to be saying to this app, and what the app or whoever the administrators of the app will be saying back to your children? I also want to get into this, because this means that they'll have access to just go on here and chat whenever they want, whenever they want. You can't tell me that everybody on there, or if it's a person that's on there, human, has been vetted to say anything to your children, if they're even supposed to be talking to children. And if it is not a human and it is AI again, then are we going right back into those same waters that we were just talking about with the children in this other AI app? Basically having AI mates, basically having a boyfriend, girlfriend device, all those movies and all those novels from the past that were warning us about the future. It seems like human interaction is being corrupted, it's being usurped via algorithmic, you know. So I think what's happening is blackmail intel via your device. What is the end game? Well, what I think the end game is, and this is just my big opinion, I think the end game is this. Let's go ahead, and we're going to react to this together. Let's click this one.
What comes to your mind when you hear something about neuroinsight? Probably something related to science, but in fact, it's something you can use in daily life, and that's what BrainBeat Headband is created for. Track your brain activity during meditation and monitor your relaxation as you let go your stress.
This is all for your stress. No one's collecting data.
Use your head to control other technology. Reading the signal from your brain allows BrainBeat to activate different devices. For instance, you can take the drone up in the air with the power of your mind. BrainBeat helps with sleep too. It brings most accurate analysis of your sleep based on your brain activity. Just put the headband on, go to bed, and get your sleep analysis in the morning. We might even help you with a question you never knew how to answer. Are you happy? Well, we will tell you if your brain is happy, and that is one reliable source. Have you ever wished you could use more than just the keypad or a wheel? It's sort of a concentrate to accelerate thing now. With BrainBeat, you can use your focus to mobilize your mind and achieve better agility in your gaming experience. By the way, BrainBeat is going to show your excitement about the victory as well. BrainBeat, using brain like never before.
Steelers, Ravens, Prime's exclusive wildcard playoff game tonight, 7:30 Eastern.
Okay. So yeah, this is just my big opinion. Now it might be a little scattered, a little all over the place. The presentation might be a little scattered, a little all over the place, but I think that my thinking is right in line with what's going on. But this is not to scare you or shake you or make you do anything, just to make you aware of things that could possibly be going down, because this is just her big opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. You can look into these things for yourself and see exactly what's going on, and you can shape your own opinion. But I did want to make you aware of these things. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I want you to remember for real are those scriptures and who you really need to be focused on and paying attention to, and what it is you need to prepare to do next to keep you and the people you love safe. And if anything should drop to this side or that side of you, nothing will harm you. Stay vigilant, stay focused, stay prayed up. Thank you for joining me. Sorry if it's a little spotty, But I thank you for staying the course, staying the distance. You all take care out there. And do have a very happy new year. Okay? As happy as you can. Peace, love, and blessings.